Hello, I'm Alan Matthews from Classical Guitar Shed, and in this video we're going to be talking about rests, not your afternoon nap. This is musical rests in musical notation. This is a bit of music theory, so put on your thinking theory hat and we'll dive right in. If you enjoy this, please subscribe to this channel. A rest in music is a special sign, and it tells us to be quiet for that amount of time. So just like a music note, it has a particular length of time that it lasts. And each of these rests, different rests, corresponds to a musical note. So if you know your whole note and half note and quarter note, then this will make a lot more sense because they have the same amount of time as that. So let's start off with a quarter rest. A quarter rest, just like a quarter note, gets one beat. And it's this squiggly sort of backward S type shape. And this just gets one beat. Now, if we're playing, rest means we actually have silence. So sometimes in guitar music, they put rest just to make the rhythm look, just to make the music look better on the page, but it doesn't really mean take a rest. But in practice, in general, if it says rest, we want to pull the sound out. We want to actually stop the sound. To demonstrate this quarter rest, let's just take 4 beats in a measure of music. So this is 4 quarter notes, and when we play them, all 4 notes sound. Great. Next, we're going to drop a rest into here. And so now we're going to have silence during that beat. And that sounds like this. Now, when we're clapping this or counting this, we still want to count through it. We don't just stop counting. So if we're counting out loud with this, with all quarter notes, we would say 1, 2, 3, 4. Here we would say, we would still count, but we wouldn't clap. So we would have 1, 2, 3, 4 is the way that we would do that, because we want to keep the counting going so that everything stays organized. Great, let's move on to some different types of rests. Here we have a whole rest. And some people get the whole rest and the half rest mixed up. But this whole rest is this block of ink, and it's so heavy because it has 4 whole beats that it hangs below the bar. And so if you'll notice here in red, it's hanging below the bar. That's because it's a whole rest. It gets 4 beats of silence. Now the half rest is lighter. It only gets 2 beats, and so it sits on top of the bar. And so then that's how you can tell the difference between a whole rest and a half rest. You can also tell in context as well of what else is going on in the measure. And just like in musical notes, with note duration, once we get down below 1 beat into 8th notes and 16th notes, we put a flag on there. And this flag goes to the left, and it's this little curly Q thing right here. And so then an 8th note rest, an 8th rest has that little flag on it. A 16th note has 2 flags, a 32nd has 3, a 64th has 4, and on up. They also make wonderful pipe cleaners. So here's the breakdown of the rests. Up at the top we have our whole rest. It's very heavy, it hangs below the line. Then we have our half rests, split those into half, into quarters, into eighths, into sixteenths. And so that is rests. If you've enjoyed this, please subscribe to this channel. Many thanks to musictheory.net for these slides, and look forward to seeing you again in the near future. Take care.